Here's my tuk-tuk. Yeah. Okay. All right, you're watching Tom Trips Out. We're going live, and you're coming with me to... I'm going to the music store to pick up a guitar pedal. And they were having a Black Friday sale last week, and I ordered a whole bunch of stuff that was crazy deals, like 90% off. It's like my order would have been 400, but it was like 40. So I put it in, and then they got back to me, and they were like, most of this is gone already. It was just because it was Black Friday, it was just crazy. And they're like, these items are all spread out at different locations, and because it's so cheap, we don't do delivery and all this stuff. And then one of the items though was a distortion pedal, and my bands have been bothering me to buy one. You have to get a distortion pedal. And so the one I really wanted was sold out, but they had another one that it's also good. And they still had it. This was last week. And so online, if you pay for it, then they reserve it for you. So like I already paid for it, and now I just have to go pick it up. So we're on the way to pick it up. And when I use that pedal, I'm not going to make it really distorted and ugly sounding. It's not my style really, but there's knobs on it to put a setting, and you can do it a little more subtly, and it gives you a bit of a boost, and you sound more electrified, and it sounds thicker kind of. And a lot of rock and blues songs that we cover, they use it in those songs, so it'll sound more like the real song, like in the Black Keys or stuff like that. And we don't have a lead guitar player, so sometimes he goes, "Take it away, Tom," and I do a solo because we don't have a lead guitar. And it would help if I could just step on something that gives me a bit of oomph. It gives me electrifies me and makes me sound thick and heavy kind of. And then when I do a solo, it'll sound real nice. This pedal would have been about $85 or something, and I'm paying like $20 for it. So it was never important enough to me to go and buy one, but when it's only $20, then I'm okay, I'll cave in and get it. And then I want to also, unless if their prices are crazy high, I'm not going to buy extra stuff, but I need 2 guitar cables, like the cable to plug it in, because one has to go from my bass to the pedal, and then you need another one to go from out the other side of the pedal to the amp, right? So I need 2 cables, and then I also want one more guitar stand to put another one on display in my apartment. I have more guitars than I do have stands, and I want to put them all out. So 2 cables, a stand, and then we're picking up the pedal. But if the prices are way too high, I'm not going to buy the extra stuff there. The store is called Sound School, so it's really like a music school lesson center. But they also sell, it's like a music store at the same time and a lesson center. It was unbelievable the sales they had last week. Some of the guitars too. I wasn't in the market for buying a guitar, but like you could get a Telecaster that's usually $600, you could get it for like $150 or something. I was almost thinking I should, it's just not it's not the way I do stuff, but I could have like bought up as much stuff as I could, and then you just sell it on Facebook Marketplace you could still undersell the store but make profit because it was such a deal. Like, they're usually $600, but I buy it for $200, and then I sell it for like $450 or something. And I'll just be like, it's brand new. So, but I didn't do that. I'm not a buyer-seller type person. So I found one distortion pedal I want, and I reserved it. We're gonna go get it. And I've never really done this where I show it. Oh yeah, and it's like the location it's at is across town. Like this could take 25 minutes or a half. I don't know how long it'll take. Opposite end of town. So I thought you could see what taking a tuk-tuk is like. And that's why I'm in the bigger one. They call this a remorque. It has like two bench seats. Like I'm on one and there's one facing me. So you could fit like 6 people in this one. And then there's no walls so you can see more. And I thought since I'm making a video, one where you actually can see stuff. And hey, if you're interested in visiting Cambodia or moving here, you should check out the rest of my channel. I make proper videos too. I don't only go live like this. This is just to connect with you guys. If you need info on Cambodia or living here or even just visiting and stuff to do or hotels, like I have many properly made videos with music and edited and all that stuff. I make my own little theme song because I'm a musician. I play bass and guitar and I write songs and stuff. So if you're new to my channel, go check out the rest of it. There's playlists and there's like apartment tours. That seems to be really popular, the apartment tours here and how much they cost and different sizes. And I have one guy had a small house. One of my friends just got a house recently outside of Phnom Penh. It's a bit cheaper in the outskirts, and he pays like less than 300 for his own little house, I think. So I'm gonna go do an apartment tour of his house pretty soon in the next week or so. So you should subscribe to the channel because there's lots of cool stuff coming up. And I'm going to Kampot for Christmas, and I'm going for about a week, and we're gonna do some gigs in town, and then I'm going with my music buddies and friends and stuff. And then at the end of the, like 4 or 5 days in, there's a big music festival in Kampot, and we're playing at it too. It's like a camping music festival, so I'll be making videos and going live there, so you should subscribe. And then if you'd like even more content, I have an exclusive section on my page for members. There's a link to that in the description if you want to see what it's all about. Basically every day or every other day I go live for the members and I show extra stuff only that they can see, and it's like behind the scenes or what I'm eating. Or the other day I took a walk to the photocopy shop to get photocopies made for my tutoring job because I'm an English tutor. And I had to print out some activity sheets and lessons and stuff, and I showed where to go to do that. And so they get extra stuff. Or when I go film a proper video, I'll stop in the middle of what I'm doing and I'll go live for them and kind of be like, hey, this is where I am and what I'm doing, and this is what's happening. And then also sometimes when I have a new post or some new content, I post it for them first so only they can see, and then like a sneak peek, and then after they've all watched it, then I make it public. So it's only $4.99 and you can join the Tom Trips Out Army. You can also just send super thanks or things in the chat if you want to help support my channel. But it's actually smarter to just become a member for 1 month, because then you actually get something out of it. You get access to, there's like 120 videos there or more in the members area. Every time I do one, it posts there. So if you became a member for 1 month, it's only $4.99, and there's like over 120 there, and there's more coming every day. And I'm doing the music festival soon, and lots of cool stuff. So Jonathan, what's up? Jonathan wrote the big tuk-tuks cost more, right? Yeah, I'd say they're about 50 cents more. It depends how far you're going to. Like you can pay by the distance too, but on the average ride, it's like 50 cents more or something like that. And I use the app Pass app right now. It's a tuk-tuk app. And they have a deal on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They give you 50% off, but it's capped at a certain amount. So it's like you get 50 cents off. So I was actually going to pick up this pedal yesterday, and I tried to put in the code, and it goes, no, this code is only good on Wednesday to Friday. So I thought, oh shit, I'll pick up the pedal tomorrow, because I'll get like 50 or 60 cents off each way. So I'm gonna save $1. Like, I have to come back too. I know it's just a little bit, but this is like the farthest I ever took to. It's like, it's on the opposite end of the city. It's like from one end to the other. So I thought, when it's so far like that, and I knew I wanted to get one of these big ones so you can see more for the video, I thought, wait one more day so I could save $1 or $2. I actually thought that it would be $1 each way I save, but it's only 50 cents each way. Do you have connections to the Cambodian mafia? If I tell you, then I'd have to kill you. I don't think there is a mafia here. I think any like nefarious, whenever you hear about stuff happening, they often say, and I don't know if this is their own prejudice here, but they'll say it's the Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese influence comes in here, and organized crime, or under the table businesses, and overworking people and underpaying people and stuff like that. I don't really know about all that stuff for sure, but that's what you hear. And hey, if you're interested in teaching, if you want to be a teacher like me and support yourself and live here, I've got links below to the TESOL course that I took. And basically that's how you do it, because they'll guide you through all the steps needed to advice on visas and getting into the country, and as well as like helping you find a job. They have hands-on job support as you complete the course. Basically everyone gets it. They keep finding you job interviews until you land one, and usually you mostly always get it. It's a 4-week program, and it takes place in the country, so it's totally immersive, and it's good because you're in a class of like 10 other people, so you role play off each other, you help each other with homework. And on top of that, you have an automatic like group of friends when you get here, and everyone's coming here totally alone, so it really helps, because then outside of class in the evenings or on the weekends, you hang out or go get food together, or hey, it's Saturday, let's take a bus down to Kampot and go to the beach, or let's go see some tourist stuff. Or the traffic here just moves like liquid. There's no rules really. Gotta watch out for phone snatching. People will drive by and just grab it out of your hand. So yeah, it takes a lot of the worry out of having to figure out the process of finding your own job interviews. Like you'll just all of a sudden get emails from schools, because the AVSE is the name of the school, the TESOL program. They send out your CV to all the partner schools and everything, so you just start getting emails for interviews. And part of the program too, you get to go to real schools, and you sit in the back of a class and you watch a teacher do it for an hour and a half. And you do that like 7 or 8 times. Different types of schools, different age levels, so you could sort of get a feel for what you would prefer when you are ready to teach. And then you go back to those same classrooms and you take over for an hour, like just as practice. And they give you material ahead of time, and you make a little plan. And the real teacher sits at the back, and they watch you, and then they give you some feedback, and it's like you're expected to kind of suck, and they tell you what you could improve and all that, just as practice. So then when you come out of there, you have some experience, and you're in your first job interview, and they ask you questions, and you could say, well, just last week I took over a class, and I had a student that was speaking out a lot actually, and this is how I dealt with it. And, so it's a great program to prepare you for the job and for some hands-on experience too. And then if you check out their website, I have a link below. There's many programs they offer. They have one where you could do the most of the program online from home, which you don't get the group aspect out of it and role playing off other people, but you don't have to like quit everything and move here so abruptly. You can still start getting your ducks in a row and selling your stuff, or planning your way over here while you're still at home, and in your spare time chip away at the course too in the evenings. Then that way when you come here, there's just a couple practical things you have to do, which takes like 1 week, and then you're looking for jobs. So you can kind of fast track if you do it online, and it's a bit cheaper online. So the link's below. Crazy. Then they also have a jobs program, teaching jobs abroad. That one is if you already have your certificate. So you got your certificate yourself already in your home country, or you got it online, or you already figured that part out, but you just want the job help. They have one, teaching jobs abroad, and it's only 9 days. And coming out of that, same thing, they line you up with all job opportunities from the partner schools. So it's worth looking into the website to read about it at least. And you can search it on Google and see their reviews, and Trustpilot, it's really highly rated. They're government accredited too. And if you go for any of the programs, just put Tom Trips Out as the referral, because it helps to support me. It's a free way to help support me and what I do here. It'll be kind of cool when we get there too. You can see a music store. So yeah, I guess I could talk about, I have some new students now, and I'm private tutoring. I have one where I have to go to their house, and it's a really large, huge mansion villa type house, and I go there 3 times a week for an hour and a half. And I have another new student they're preparing for their IELTS exam, which is, it's to show you're really proficient at English to the point where you could go to university in the West. And that's difficult tests, so we're getting them ready with practice tests for that. And then today I just got a brand new student, and they want Monday to Friday every day for 1 hour in the morning, and it's only online. And it's like a lot of speaking practice and a little bit of listening exercises, and that's all they want to work on. It's pretty great for me, because that's kind of easier stuff. I bring up conversations that are typed out, like a dialogue between 2 people, and we just take turns being the other person and having the conversation. And then you can do listening exercises where there's this audio, and then they have to answer questions and stuff. And that's 5 days a week, and it's only 1 hour, and I just do it from home. I took some little clips of me sitting there doing it and stuff. I'm going to make a short later on today. You can see in my bedroom I have really nice floor-to-ceiling windows that wrap around one corner. And I usually leave the curtains closed just to keep the sun out. But I opened all the curtains, and I set up my desk there. So when I was teaching and sitting at my laptop, it was like I had a 6th floor view of all my whole neighborhood. It looked very beautiful. I think on my Instagram there's a story in my Instagram right now about it. And if you stick around the whole time, on the way back we'll take a small tuk-tuk, because it's cheaper, and then you can see the other type. If you're just tuning in, we're going to a music store. I guess I put it in the title. they had a crazy Black Friday sale, so I bought some, I like paid for it, and they just said, okay, like pick it up at your convenience. So today there was a deal on tuk-tuk, so I decided to go today. And I thought, I've never done like a full live stream where it's like the whole thing is a long tuk-tuk ride, because often when you do a tuk-tuk, it's just going to be a few blocks, like a kilometer away or something. This is probably, I didn't look, it's maybe 6 kilometers trip. Maybe less, like 5 kilometers. So it's almost like more than 3 times the length of a normal average tuk-tuk trip, probably. And if you've been following, I think my last live stream, I was explaining that I had a job interview. Like I have the tutoring I just told you about, but I also applied. I was applying to lots of jobs. I applied to an international school to try to get part-time in the mornings. And in my interview, I had a rough patch. Like they started questioning me when I hit a grammar part. And I had a blank, you know, when you have like a brain blank or whatever. And I was thinking of stuff to say that I wasn't 100% sure of, so I didn't want to say it out loud, so I was freezing a little. I talked my way through it and out of it, but they're very knowledgeable, the people evaluating me, right? So they could just tell, oh God, he's struggling on that part. Like, but I had the whole thing planned, and the format was good, and the timing was good, and I had prepared things, and I even cut out colorful pieces of paper and like stuff they could put together. It's like my effort was there, and I was really trying, and then they kind of dug in at the grammar part to try to trip me up, and it was tripping me up. And then that was last Thursday, and now today is Wednesday, and I haven't heard anything. So I think that means I didn't get it. But it made me realize that the tutoring is really my jam, and the international school is kind of, for me, I love like freedom, and I love being the boss of myself more and stuff. It's like being a private tutor is way better. And especially because I'm juggling so many things. At international school, they don't like that. They want to be your only thing in your life. Like, and nothing else can take priority or even same priority as them. Like, you can't have anything like that. And I have like 5 things going like in my life, you know what I mean? YouTube and 2 or 3 bands, and I have the tutoring too. So there's like 3 things, and then I'm recruiting for the TESOL course, and then I'm trying to get the job with them too, and they're kind of like, holy crap. So anyways, I don't even care that I didn't work out or I didn't hear back from them, because I'm just realized I don't even want that job anyway, really. And then they just gave me a 3rd student now. With these 3 students, I make more than my, like what it costs me every month to live here is about 800, and with 3 students I would make about 1,000 or a little bit more. And that's not including when I recruit people, that's not including music gigs, not including YouTube, so I would make more on top. Oh, Mike, what's up? So Mike's coming, and he's going to do the AVSE course as well. And he says it's 49 more days till he departs the US. So be cool like Mike. When he gets here, we'll have some beers and do a live stream, and Mike, you could be in the live stream and be like, I was the guy counting down every time, and now I'm actually here, and we'll cheers and have a Cambodia beer. And then maybe you can be in another one when you get your first job. And then you can be like, I did it, and I am doing it, and I'm a teacher now. Yeah. This is like my 4th job now. Like, it's not hard. You hear a lot of whiners, and I don't know if I'm just lucky or whatever. Maybe I got in the country early, and now that I have experience, now it's easy for me because I have 2 years experience. So maybe people with no experience, maybe they're the ones that are whining, but they're not. They're usually people that do have experience. But I get a lot of people saying, you know, replying to my videos or commenting, it's not that easy to get a job. I've been looking, you know, I haven't got any replies, or I don't da-da-da-da-da. And like last week I have 2 interviews. I got one job and they just gave me, they just gave me a 3rd student. It's like, whenever I try, it feels abundant. Like, and I'm not a genius or anything. Like, do I come across like an intimidating intellect? Like, I don't think so. But you know what I am? I'm really determined, and I think about what I want, and I go and have that. Like, I take it. So you have to have like a go and get it attitude. I don't know if you saw my old past lives. I said, oh, my first job, my old job that I got for my first teaching job, they told me anytime I want, I could always come back and they would give me my job back. So that's where I went first, actually, about 2 weeks ago. And they had an opening. And she goes, oh, sorry, like, we promised that location to another teacher, or da-da-da, like, they gave me some BS, like. And I was like, what was all that talk about? I could always have my job back. And I said, well, you're moving that teacher there, so there's an opening where he was moved from, right? And then no, like they just did a shuffle and shuffled people around, I guess to save money, or maybe they give an extra class to 2 or 3 more teachers and then they can all handle it without adding me in or something, I don't know. So because they're trying to be cheap and they did a shuffle, they didn't give me, they're like, you can always have your old job back, and then now they don't want to hire me. And I was telling my parents at that time, and they're like, oh, like that sucks. And I was like, then my attitude was like, I didn't get down about it and complain on Facebook. I'm like, screw them anyways. I don't want to make this, I don't want like the same job I had as my first job. I'm climbing up. Every next job I get should be like this, like the same as I just was or higher. And since that first job, I've been able to make more. I was up to 15 an hour. So now any job I get should be at least 15 an hour. And if I went back to that old job, it would be like 8 or 9 an hour. So I told my parents, screw that. I don't need to go there. I can, like, you know, dig in harder and hustle harder, and I'll find something even better than that. You know what I mean? And it's only a week later I found a post online about this tutoring, and now the tutoring I get 18 an hour, but the classes are an hour and a half. So for even just one time I see someone, it's like $27. So it's like I'm making double than that school that didn't want to take me back again. I said, oh, you shuffled around, you didn't want to take me back? I didn't get all sad and you know, whining online about it. I go and find something that pays double. You know what I mean? So you got to be a hustler and work hard. Every day you should be sending out emails or posts or messaging people and following up, and like you can't send to like 3 places and then go have a nap or something. Like, oh, I didn't hear any replies. Sorry, I rambled on kind of aggressively there. But I get comments sometimes that they discredit what I'm trying to say about this place because they say there's no jobs or it's impossible, and I just don't buy it. You know, like if you have to hustle hard and actually like try. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, I speak English, I'm here, where's my job? You know, it's not like that. You have to hustle out there for it. Use your connections, join all the Facebook groups. I don't know where the hell we're going now. In the Tuk app, you can follow along in the app, but I have this live stream going, so I can't see where he's going wrong or whatever. Mike says, I'm so freaking excited, bro. Yes, beers for sure. So this place is called Sound School. I bet we're getting close. He's slowing down and stuff. Oh yeah, there it is. So we're at the music shop. Okay. Okay, give me 1 sec. I gotta show them that it paid an ABA already. Sorry. It totally bailed. Oh, the front door's over here. Okay. Yeah, I had to flip back. Sometimes they're confused why I'm not handing them cash because I pay directly in the app. And so I have to show them physically on my screen. All right. Sounds cool. Also, when we get in there, I have to show them my receipt, and that's also digital. So you're gonna freeze for a second, but maybe I'll point it at some nice instruments, and it'll just freeze on that. And you can see what they've got. Then I'll flip right back as soon as they see my receipt. Hey, I bought I bought something for the Black Friday sale, and I'm picking it up. Yeah, I've got it. So I'm doing a live stream too. Okay, hang on. Yep. Oops. Yep, that's it. Can you put it in there for me again, sir? Because I'm holding this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is it okay if I just look at your stuff here for a second? Yeah. That's a nice guitar, the Jaguar. So you can see a lot of because they had a crazy sale, a lot of the hooks are empty. Here's some more. These are all 70% off. Compressor might be good. I'm just not a pedal. I just like plug it in and the bass sound is good. You know, that's it. Like I get a good tone and then that's it. But now I need to electrify and get distorted a bit. It's just lessons back there? Okay, yeah. They have books. Oh, how much are those? I actually need new headphones. It's probably not the cheapest place to buy headphones, but yeah, 48. They're nice Roland ones. I think in Cambodia I can find cheaper than $50 for a headphone. I was teaching online today and I put my headphones on and they're around the cups that go over your ears is the material's like peeling off because they're so old, and I used to wear them for recording sessions and stuff for like long periods of time, so they're getting worn out. So yeah, they don't have I was gonna maybe check if they had instrument cables or guitar stands, but I think this place is more like a lesson center. So back there is all the practice rooms and lesson rooms where you could do music lessons. Okay, thank you. You know what's funny? What he just said in there is, oh yeah, they sent it over from the BKK location. And that location is much closer to my house. It's like, why did they do that? I think the people, when I was paying for it ahead of time and reserving it, they assumed that I lived close to here because in my... Okay, sorry, I don't know, the internet cut out. The internet cut out there for a second. Really sucks when that happens. Yeah. I originally had this big order for Black Friday, but they got back to me and said, oh, it's all sold out. And it was all going to be from this location, most of it. And then I came back to them and I said, okay, that's sold out. Well, how about this pedal, like this other distortion pedal? And they said, sure, you can pick it up from here, from TK again, like this one here. And I said, okay, whatever. Little did I know, behind the scenes, like it was sitting at the location close to my house, and they brought it over here for me, and it's like farther away across town. But I guess that made me able to do this whole tuk-tuk video of it going across town. So I've picked up my Boss distortion pedal. There's a security guy giving me the hairy eyeball over there behind me. I don't know if you can see him there. See, but beside my ear there. Maybe because I'm filming or something. So now it's time to get a tuk-tuk back. I was gonna buy a guitar stand and a few cables, but they didn't have anything. It's been really picked over, I guess. They just had a giant Black Friday sale, and this place looks more like it's focused on lesson centers. Okay, so I'm gonna order a small tuk-tuk and we're gonna head back home. Hang in there, I have to open up the tuk-tuk app, so just check out this view. All right, we're back, sorry about that. So there should be a guy coming right now in a small tuk-tuk. Here it comes, I think. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Sometimes you order one and they're not, a driver accepts and then they don't start driving right away. They hang out. I'm just going to check back on in case he canceled or something. Hang on a sec. It was him. He drove by me by accident. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah, pass app, right? Yeah. Yes. Ba.
What comes the song?
I think he's a little bit like, holy shit, that's far away. Like, that's what I don't know what he's saying, but they're used to going like a kilometer or half a kilometer, or, you know, maybe at the most 2 kilometers, and I'm making him go like 6 kilometers right now. The difference was actually a lot. I just looked, this is $1.25 cheaper for this ride, and it's because it's so far. Because I bet you the bigger tuk-tuk, it's like whatever, maybe 25 cents more expensive, like per whatever, 1.5 kilometers or something. So if you're only going 1.5 kilometers, it's only a little bit more expensive. But if you're going as far as I'm going, then it becomes $1.25 more expensive. Yeah, if you guys have questions or topics you want me to talk about, that could help. I've got 2 shows this weekend. We're playing at Hometown Hangout. It's like a cool bar on Friday. And what's good about that place is they have a real drum set and it inside. A lot of places now it's like open to the outside, and for the noise they don't want a drum set. So our drummer uses like an electronic drum pad, and it's a little bit like toot toot toot, and they can't get the dynamics. Like if he hits it softly or if he hits it really hard, it's the same sound coming out. And when you're on a real drum kit, it's just so much better. The songs really rock, and then the quiet songs can be real quiet. Like it's, so this place has a drum set. And then Saturday I'm playing with a different group that I don't always play with, and they got a gig outdoors in Coconut Park, which will be cool. It's a big event happening out in a park. I forget what the event is about, but it'll be a cool outdoor show. So I'm gonna have to like tutor in the afternoon and then rush back home and change clothes, and took out there with my amp and guitar. And then my amp is like a small box basically, but I just put both my arms around it and hug it, and I'm wearing my bass on my back, and I just walk like that. And I don't know, I don't know what the pay will be, but it's most likely going to be $40 like both times. So I'll make an extra $80 from going to rock some bass. And on Friday we get free beer too. Saturday it's the outdoor show at the park, so I don't know if I get anything. What it might be is more money. It's like that show, it might be, that's the pay I'm unsure about, the outdoor show. There's a slim chance I could make 50. So I could make $10 more, but it's because it's not a bar, you don't get any free beers because you're outside. But you never know, they might have like a beer, you know, like a beer tent or a beer stand where you can go up and buy like a plastic cup of beer. And maybe if we're the band, maybe they'll give us some like beer tickets, like wrapped for free, and like, here you go, here's like 3 or 4 beer tickets each for free, go get a beer if you want. Like, so it's possible that could happen too. And I think the percussion player, I'm pretty sure that he does not drink, so if they give us beer tickets, I could take his too. Doesn't matter though, beers are always like at $1 anyway. It's like, and I'm not a heavy drinker in the first place, so. So it's cool, I mentioned this earlier, but I just got a new student today for the tutoring, and it's teaching them online from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. So I have to think of what we're going to do and prepare it, and then I just open my laptop, and it's focusing on speaking and listening. So it's just like having conversation and then doing listening activities. Sorry, this guy. People never maintain their bikes here, so the brakes squeak and their engines are loud and their mufflers are falling off, like they don't care. And my point was going to be, I had the first. I had the first class with that online person this morning, from 9 a.m. till 10. And all of a sudden it's 10 a.m. and it's done. And now I'm just carrying on about my day, and it almost feels like I didn't even work today. Like. So it's like, even if I do nothing for the rest of the day, I can pat myself on the back that, okay, you made a little bit of money today, like you did 1 hour. So I made $18 today before the morning was even over. So as a freelancer, that's great, and that's Monday to Friday I'm gonna have that. So now, no matter what I do, even if I'm having an unproductive day YouTube-wise or other stuff, I can rest assured, okay, at least I did an hour of teaching. Or when I'm ordering lunch, I can be like, at least I earned that hamburger this morning when I did the teaching or whatever. Instead of watching my bank account shrink and shrink and shrink. So probably the next video will be my buddy just moved into a new place like a month or two ago, and it's just outside the city, and it's like a small house. I haven't seen it yet, but he just described it to me. But sometimes people want that because you get away from the chaos and the hustle and bustle and really busyness and smoke and like the pollution from the motorbikes and the noise and everything. You can go outside the city and it's really quiet and rural, and everything's much cheaper out there. But it's kind of like you're a 20-minute drive away from the city center. Like you have to. But for my buddy, he doesn't have much reason. It's only like twice a week he'll come into the city. So he'll come in early, like at 3 p.m. when there's no traffic, and then go back late at night, just like twice a week. And he says it's quiet and peaceful, and he loves it out there, and he likes the local food. He really likes meat, so you can go to the vendors that are barbecuing it, and you get it really cheap, like a whole fish or like a big chunk of pork or something. So anyways, he invited me. I could go do a video at his new house. And for the first few weeks he moved in there, he was like, just hold off, I'm cleaning it out and getting it ready. He said it hadn't been lived in for a while, so it was all like dusty and cobwebs and stuff. But now it's good to go, so I'm gonna message him and see when can I get out there. And he's the drummer in my band, so he has his drum set up, so maybe I'll bring my stuff and we could have a jam in there, and that'll be part of the video. I don't know if this live was boring or not. If you have a topic you'd like me to talk about or questions, go ahead. It helps me fill the silences, you know. Because I can go off on my own how I've been doing, but I've been talking to myself for about 45 minutes now. What else happened? Yeah, check out my description. There's a lot of helpful links and to more information on teaching, and also to my members section where there's extra videos and exclusive stuff you could check out. And what I tell people is you could just try being a member just for only 1 month and then quit after 1 month. It's a nice way to help support and donate to me, and then you get like access to like 120 videos and new ones coming up. And I got Christmas in Kampot coming and a big music festival, and this Saturday I'll be at that event I told you about at Coconut Park. I haven't eaten today too, I'm so hungry. I already know what I'm gonna order. There's this Chinese place that they have this fried pork belly. It's like a big hunk of pork belly that they've seasoned really well or marinated or something. And they deep fry it so it has like a crispy coating on it. Crispy fried pork belly. And then it's like chopped into a bunch of slices. And then oh, it's so good. I got it about a week ago, and the members saw it. If you're a member, you might have seen it. And I want to order that again. I get that, and then I get a wonton noodle, and they put slices of roast pork on top of it, and a couple fried wontons, and a whole bunch of noodle. And then separately they give you a tiny soup with some steamed dumplings like in the soup. And then it's up to you. You can dump the soup onto the noodles and make it like a noodle soup, or just eat the noodles as is and have the soup as is. And that's what I do. I do it separate. A tiny dumpling soup, and then roast pork and noodle and fried wontons. And then I've got the thing of crispy pork belly beside. And that's a lot of food, and they give you it's a really big chunk of pork belly. So I'm gonna eat all of the noodle dish and the little soup and everything, and then only half of the pork belly thing. And then later tonight at dinner, I've got vegetables in the fridge. I've got some leftover rice. It's like all I'm missing is some meat. So this nice Chinese food order, it's like so much food that I could save a big chunk of the meat, because the noodle itself comes with roast pork on it. And then there's 2 fried dumplings that have meat inside, and then 2 steamed dumplings that have meat inside. And then I'm gonna have the whole thing of pork belly, and I'm gonna eat half of that. So it's like, it's totally enough. And then, so I just save half the pork belly for later tonight. What he's saying? He's trying to talk to me in Khmer. I don't know what he's saying. The next thing I've been looking at buying too is like a tiny blender. And I've seen ones that are really cheap that it's like, it's almost like your personal drinking bottle, but in the bottom of it, it's a blender. So you can put fruit in there and blend it, and then you just drink out of that. Like it's a portable juice blender. But what I want to use it for is you steam or boil a whole bunch of vegetables and root vegetables and stuff, and season it, and like potato, carrot, onion, whatever you can get, green pepper, a whole bunch of stuff. And first you boil it and simmer it and fry it up and get it seasoned all good, and it's all really soft in a pan. And then you put it all in the blender and blend it into like a, whatever you want to call that, like a soup, like a puree soup or whatever, a silky, creamy vegetable soup. And my friend Max, his girlfriend, made that for me the other day. She was like, I blended all our vegetables into some soup. Do you want some? And I had it. It was so good. Oh yeah, and you put garlic in, and you put salt and stuff, like, you know, make it good. And right now I have a bunch of leftover vegetables that I've seasoned and simmered up. It's like all the stuff's ready. It's just I have to put it in the blender. And I found one on Facebook Marketplace, exactly what I'm talking about. It's only $7. Because vegetables are cheap. You can get like 2 giant carrots for like 40 cents and 3 big potatoes for like $1. It's like, for a few bucks you could make a whole bunch of servings of that soup probably.
Hello.
He just got a phone call.
Okay. Còn mang tô té này tầm bao nhiêu? Ơi.
Saturday at Coconut Park, and so Oscar saying, what time was it on Saturday? It's my outdoor gig. I believe it's like 7, because they were telling me I need to be there to set up like at 5:30 or 6, so it's something like that. 6 or 7. I'll make a post on my community wall, or if you should join my Instagram or follow my Instagram, because that's way more thing. That's where I would obviously, like, I put stuff in the Instagram story a lot. It's rare that it's ever empty for more than one day or ever. Like, so, and I would take the flyer or the poster of the show and post it there like the day before and the day of, and like, There's also like a YouTube wall that I could put stuff on, but I don't know if you guys see that, the community wall. But I would imagine it's like a family-friendly event. I would imagine that's what this place is usually like, a big, wholesome, outdoor, nice park, and like there's probably something happening, and then they hired my buddy to do live music, and he lassoed me into it. It's usually him and a percussion guy. You might have seen me in my other live streams where the percussion guy sits on the floor and he's got like Indian tablas and djembes and little tiny drums and finger tapping drums and stuff. And then it's my buddy who's Malaysian with long curly hair. And they usually do it just the two of them. But for some reason he asked if I would do this gig. So it must be that there's more money, or like, I don't know why all of a sudden they want to add me in. But I'm not going to question it because it's money, so whatever. It's just all cover songs and stuff. So if you come watch it, it'll have like an Indian flair in the percussion side of things, because the drummer will have, he's got all kinds of stuff. He has like chimes on a little stand, and he's got a foot tambourine around his ankle so he can do foot, and then he sets all these different things all around a circle all around him so he can pick up and put down, and combinations of all these percussion stuff with a real Asian Indian flair of rhythms and stuff to it. No fixed address. I moved to my new house in Kampot last month. Out of the pen. Woo! Living in the countryside. Now neighbors. No neighbors. Yeah. I plan to do that when I'm older. Just, people always talk about that, like how my friend, I just told you, he has a house outside of this city, but it's only like 20 minutes outside the city. A lot of people will go try Siem Reap, and they'll say the same thing. Oh, it's a lot more peaceful there, but you can still go downtown to Pub Street and stuff, but it's not so big and smoky and busy in Siem Reap. And it seems like after a while everyone kind of is sought after to go find a quieter place. But I feel like my business isn't done here. I need to stay in the city another year or 2 or 3 or something. But eventually I want to get a nice little house in Kampot. There's less work opportunity there, so I need to establish a strong income that I can do remotely. That's very strong, and then I can go to Kampot. Like right now, I can't make all my money from remotely. I have to meet people in person and do gigs and stuff. So when my online things and ways I'm able to do in a remote fashion can earn enough money totally on their own, then I could try Kampot. Or also if I bank enough money, right? If you think about it, it'll be cheaper there. So if I only needed $700 a month, if I could save up 8 or 9 grand in my bank account, then I could live in Kampot for a year and still try to work and everything. But on months where I don't make much income, it won't matter because I have enough savings for the whole year. So that's the other way I would move to Kampot for a year. I would have to save up. I'd probably want some little more extra too. So if I saved up like 10 grand on the side and I had 10 grand just on the side, then you could move to Kampot and not be worried about, I would still try to work and make income, but the months where you don't make much or it's stressful and you didn't bring much in that month, it's like you don't have to panic because you saved the 10 grand to get you through the year. Still try your best to make as much as you can while you're there. That would be my plan. And then if after that year you weren't able to maintain and you kind of shrunk down to only 1 grand left, then I would come back to the city, I guess. Yeah, no fixed addresses. Yeah, in time, Tom, do your thing. Yeah, that's right. I'm into it though. I'm old too. I might not look that old, but or maybe I do, but I'm 39 in like 3 months. 3.5 months. So I'm 38 and I'm almost 39. So I'm not in the age where I have to be beside the clubs and all that anymore. But I do love ordering food a lot, and so I can't be out in the farmlands because I can't handle eating just rice and pork every meal. Like, but in Kampot, there's lots of restaurants. There's a really good Indian restaurant. There's a few there, and there's... Yeah, Kampot would be fine. You'd get on your little scooter and go into town, like a 1.5 kilometers into town, and then whatever, I could call ahead and then go pick it up and then bring it back home, or just eat at the restaurant or whatever. There's some good pizza places there too. And you know what? It's only getting more developed. It's not gonna get worse. It's only gonna get better. So I think we're near a school right now. So there's all these people set up for when the kids come out of school. Yeah, see? You can see these kids in uniform and stuff. That's what's good when you work at a school and you just need a quick lunch. Like, you're not trying to have a gourmet. You're trying to just, you know, get some fuel in you and eat it in 10 minutes, and then you can have the rest of your lunch break to just chill and have a break. And it doesn't matter if it's luxury food. They have lots of food vendors that just chill right outside the school, like at most schools. So you can come out, you start to get to know them and what they all have, and you go back to the same lady and you're like, there's my chicken lady, I'm gonna get my chicken leg and rice. Like, it's usually like $1.50. So breakfast, when I was a teacher like that, I would get like a coffee for $1 and then buy some little snack for like 75 cents or something. So $1.75 and then $1.50 for lunch. So then you're only at $3.25. And then at dinner, you could spend like $5 and get something nicer. So then you only spend like $8 in a day for all your food, and that's including coffee. And I try to stay within 10 or less. And then the odd time I reward, like, you know what, I feel like sushi today, and I'll just get it. And that might be $10 on its own, just the sushi, you know what I mean? And treat yourself sometimes, but yeah, I mean, this is okay, yeah, if you want. Anywhere around here. We're very close to my neighborhood now. Yeah, this is okay. You could stop here. It's okay. Yeah. Akun. Thank you. So I just got to show them that it paid. Hang on. I paid ABA already. Yeah. He's saying stuff in Khmer. Just going to make sure he's okay. Yeah, okay. I think he took the time to actually look in his bank account to make sure it went in. That's okay, you gotta make sure. So he dropped me off a street, one street away. That's okay, we're in my neighborhood now. So there's Lola. This is the bar, music bar I always go to, and I know the owners, and one of the co-owners is, there's two guys that own it, and one of them's the singer in my band. But it's only, it's like 1 p.m. right now, so the bar is not open. They open at like 5. So this is your last chance to ask me something or say something. So no fixed address is saying, Grab is here in Kampot, and I'm 2.5 kilometers out of town, and they deliver to me no problem. Yeah, and he says the restaurants are cheaper there. Food, yeah. Nom 24 too. Yeah, I think in the past, Campot did not have Grab. You could only use Pass app and Nom 24 for food and stuff. So it's good they got Grab. So that opens up a lot of possibilities. So that's just what I was saying earlier at the end of my spiel about Campot. I was like, and you know what? It's only going to develop more and more as time goes on. Whoops. Like in 2 or 3 years, by the time I move there, probably Wow Now and eGets will be there too, which is 2 other food delivery apps. And who knows what else they'll have, right? One bad thing is, you know the Starbucks that's downtown? That used to be an iconic restaurant, and it was called the Fish Market. And it was a really nice restaurant, and it has views of the water there, and like all the walls are windows, and it's really beautiful view. And it was like culturally, like it was a Khmer local type of food, and you could get traditional food there and stuff. And the first time I visited Campot, I made a video in there, and I had fish amok, and you know, I was in there and everything. And then the next time I came back, the whole sign is torn down and it's a Starbucks logo. It became a Starbucks, which is really sad. I don't like to see that kind of development, but I like when their infrastructure gets strengthened, you know, and more options and stuff. But I don't want the iconic traditional places to get changed into Starbucks. That's terrible. But yeah, I'm home now. It's been about an hour, so check out the description. There's links to the info there if you want to be a teacher or move here. You should check out the rest of my channel. They're organized in playlists with useful info if you want to see apartment tours or how to find jobs or stuff like that. Consider becoming a member because it can help support me, and you get a lot of exclusive content out of it. And until next time, remember, how you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's never too late to start tripping out.